Hello, my friend. I wanted to use today to talk to you very quickly about attaining or achieving marginal productivity. I have found the concept of marginal productivity to be one that's really, really useful. I know a lot of people say participating is all that matters, being in the arena is all that counts, and that's wonderful. But for me, winning is everything. And what you find is that if you want to win all the time, you must achieve marginal productivity in everything that you do. Now, if you like athletics, you'll notice that when you run the 100 meters final, everyone on that field is brilliant. They represent different countries, the best in all of the countries in the world. So there's no doubt the 7 or 8 people who are there to run the finals are very good. But one person wins. If I asked you the names of the last 10 Olympic winners for the 100 meters race, you might remember them. Will you remember the number 2s or the number 3s? That's why winning is important. Staying with the metaphor of the athletics, have you noticed that when people start running, as they get close to the finishing line, they begin to slow down? Why does that happen? They've placed all of their mind on the finishing line and they begin to slow down because they feel subconsciously that they're going to collide with the limits that they've set. So here's the first rule for marginal productivity. Move back the goal line. Move back the finishing line. Aim for higher than you want. Aim for more than you really would like to achieve. So you power through the finishing line with all your power and not slowing down. So rule number 1 in achieving marginal productivity is psychological. Now the second thing I'd like you to remember in the area of achieving marginal productivity is time. How you manage your time. There are 2 aspects of time I want you to consider. Number 1, 80% of the results you get will come from 20% of the things you do. Focus on that 20%. It will help you achieve distinction status. Delegate everything else. Be the best at those things only you can do. The second aspect of time is allocate as much time to planning as you do to execution. You see, when you plan, you are better prepared. And so all your time is spent executing and not second guessing yourself. Take a moment to really, really think about that. The other thing I wanted to do is more in achieving marginal productivity is more to do with your visualization. For me, I like to say, go there before you get there. I like the way Stephen Covey said it. He said, start with the end in mind. You must know what you want to achieve. If you're going for a meeting, see yourself there. See yourself making your case, making your points, responding to what they're saying. Yes, it's in your mind. But when you actually get into the scene, you are prepared because you've prepared for every possible scenario. That's a critical aspect because once you learn to start with the end in mind, someone like Edward de Bono, one of the greatest writers on thinking, says the probability of achieving something you've already perceived and you're working backwards from is almost 100%. Anything else is as much a gamble as anything else. So bear that in mind. Go there before you get there. Now, the fourth thing I want you to remember is this. If it's something you have to do more than once, then you have to build a process around it. One of the biggest time wasters is always having to do the same thing over and over again, starting from scratch. But if something is repetitive, if something is working, if something is useful, if something is to be done again, build a process around it. And then finally, the fifth thing I want you to remember in marginal productivity is to always stay in the flow state. In the flow state, you're achieving all of your maximum potential. You're firing on all cylinders. And the way to achieve this is to stay focused on one thing at a time. And to stay so focused on that thing that you and what you are doing are one. So it's good to be in the arena, but it's better to win. And with these 5 things, I think, in these 5 steps, I think you have what it takes to outperform even yourself. So go out there, do the best that you can. I wish you nothing but the best. Winning is everything.